Hello, I'm Dr. Kendra Unruh. Today's presentation is Joining the Conversation for English 1302. This presentation will help prepare you to write the They Say section of the research paper, which is the first section of the research paper. Joining the conversation is an important part of writing a research paper because you first have to find out what other people are saying about your topic before you can say anything about the topic. In this way, we think of all research writing as a giant conversation, and you are one piece of that conversation, one person participating. And in order to join the conversation, you first need to listen to what other people are saying. Imagine you're part of a giant classroom. You wouldn't walk in and start speaking the moment that you've entered the classroom. You would first want to sit down and listen to what other people are saying, and then you can respond. What is the They Say? The They Say section of your research paper is giving a background or a context to what your research is about. No argument is out of the blue. Nobody just starts writing about something that has no context or no background to it. So you need to think about, what are you responding to? Perhaps it's something that has happened in the news recently. Maybe it's something that has been plaguing our country for a long time. Either way, you need to situate yourself and tell what you are responding to. The overall conversation about your topic might include opposing viewpoints. It might be several different angles, and it might include many different researchers and scholars. Many people might already be talking about your topic, and there may be several different viewpoints about that topic, and you should preview all of that for your reader. When it comes time to write your They Say section of the research paper, you'll find that I ask you to find at least 3 different viewpoints. Most likely these viewpoints will be a pro, a con, and something in the middle, or some other third perspective. Where does it go? As I've said before, the They Say is at the beginning of your research paper. It's the very first section after the introduction. It is needed at the beginning to help the reader understand the context for your argument. Here in just a moment, we'll look at an example from George Orwell. This is an example from George Orwell's Politics and the English Language. Please stop the video and read the entire section. Now that you've read the short piece from George Orwell, think about, where is the They Say? What is George Orwell responding to? Also think about, where is his response, or his I say? What George Orwell is saying in response. How are these two sections separated? Are there any indicators, words, or transitions that help you see the change from the They Say to the I say? As you've probably noticed, the They Say is at the beginning. It begins with most people who bother, which indicates he is giving what other people think, not what he thinks. His I say, or response, is indicated by a new paragraph and the word but. This transition word shows that he is switching from what other people say about the topic to his own point of view. This is what I want to see you do in your research paper. You will need some sort of transition word to show a shift from the They Say to the I say. You will also need transition words at the beginning of the They Say to show that it's other people's ideas and not your own. Here are some templates that you can use to show the difference between the they say and the I say. I've also provided a number of templates on the eCampus site, which will also help you write your research, the they say section of your research paper. These templates are meant for you to use. Anybody can use them. These templates are not just for bad students. These are for all students. Notice that many of them have blanks in them that you will fill in with your own topic or perhaps people's names. A number of sociologists have recently suggested that X's work has several fundamental problems. Americans have always believed that individual effort can triumph over circumstances. Many people assume that blank. In discussions of X, one controversial issue has been blank. On the one hand, blank argues blank. On the other hand, blank contends blank. Others even maintain blank. My own view is blank. The final template there would be great to use right before you are introducing your own view. So to give you a little bit of practice, I've put a few exercises here on the screen for you. Please stop the video and try to complete these 3 exercises. What the exercises are asking you to do is to provide a they say, or something that you would be responding to if you were writing the following 3 statements. So you need to think about what would be the opposite or something that these 3 statements would be responding to. Take a few minutes, pause the video, and write out what your they say sections would look like. Then you can move on to the next section of the video, which will show you some examples of what you could have written. This slide provides you with some sample answers, which I've indicated in blue. Notice that each of the answers goes before the original statement because our they say section always goes first. These are just samples. There are many different ways that you could have created a they say for each one of these sections. But notice that I've used transitions with each one of them. In the first one, it is but. In the second one, it's even though. And in the third one, it is however. Again, you always need to use transitions to help your reader follow where somebody else's words or ideas end and where your words or ideas begin. These transition words are very helpful in indicating that.